Do you find yourself saying, I can't afford it when you see something you want? What if I told you that this one phrase is silently keeping you trapped in a cycle of poverty? And what if changing just a few words could open up the floodgates to wealth and abundance in your life? I'm going to share with you how wealthy people think, how they speak, and how they manifest their money by shifting their mindset with the power of the law of assumption. You see, the words you say to yourself every day are the building blocks of your reality. And if you want to change your financial situation, you have to change the way you speak about money. So, let's dive right in. How many times have you walked into a store, saw something you loved, and immediately thought, oh, I can't afford that? Maybe you're browsing online and you see something that you like, something that excites you, then you quickly talk yourself out of it. Sound familiar? What if I told you that thinking this way is exactly what's holding you back from the wealth you desire? That phrase, I can't afford it, is more than just a simple thought. It's a belief. And beliefs are what shape your reality. A belief is a conclusion that says, this is the way things are, and this is the only way things can work. So let's break this down. When you say, I can't afford it, what you're doing is you're reinforcing a mindset of scarcity. This phrase sends a message to your subconscious that there is never enough, that you are limited, and that money is something that you have to chase, beg for, work really, really hard for in the hopes that it will one day come to you or simply never have enough of. You are declaring that this is how things are, and this is the only way things can be. But let's shift gears for a moment. Imagine that instead of saying, I can't afford it, you ask yourself this powerful question. How was I able to afford this so easily? Notice how this changes everything. You're no longer thinking about your lack, but instead you are assuming the mindset of someone who already has it. This is the law of assumption in action. By asking the question, you're assuming that you have already attained the wealth, the resources, the prosperity that you desire. Here's where the magic happens. When you ask yourself, how was I able to afford it? You are no longer focusing on the scarcity of funds. This statement implies that you were able to afford it. And when your subconscious mind hears this, it gets coded with the belief, I can easily afford this. But it doesn't stop there. You're not using a statement like, I was able to afford it. You are asking a question. You're saying to your subconscious mind, I was able to afford it, but how exactly? When you ask your subconscious mind a question, it will start coming up with answers. By assuming you already were able to afford something and asking it how, it will come up with all kinds of ways you can afford something right now. Ways you never considered before, because when you are in poverty mindset, you are blind to countless opportunities that are right in front of you. But now you will begin to open yourself up to solutions and opportunities. Now let's talk about the power of words. Words are not just ways we communicate. They are frequencies that send signals to your subconscious mind. When you use words like, I can't afford it, you are telling your subconscious mind that you are disconnected from abundance, that money is a struggle. So it will manifest situations in your 3D reality that prove you right. On the other hand, when you say, how was I able to afford this? You are telling your subconscious mind that you were able to afford this, and also that you're worthy of abundance and that money flows to you effortlessly. So it will manifest situations that prove you right. Your subconscious mind will always do what you programmed it to do. If you program it for wealth, it will keep manifesting wealth for you continuously and automatically. Wealthy people don't say, I can't afford it. They don't even entertain that thought. Instead, they stay focused on possibilities. How can I make this happen? How was I able to afford this so easily? These are the questions that keep them aligned with abundance. And here's another powerful shift. When you feel the urge to turn something down, whether it's a purchase, an opportunity, or even an invitation, don't say, I can't afford it. Instead, try saying, thank you, but this isn't a priority for me right now. Why is this important? First, it keeps you in a mindset of wealth. You're not saying I can't or I'm broke. You're saying I have the choice, I could choose this if I wanted to, and I am the one choosing where my energy goes. You are still in control. and you're making conscious, empowered decisions about where you want to put your money rather than reacting from a place of lack. Think about it. Wealthy people don't have to justify their choices with "I can't afford it." They simply prioritize what aligns with their vision. When you adopt this mindset, you'll stop feeling like a victim to your circumstances, and instead, you'll start feeling like someone who has options. If you can already see the power in this, then hit the subscribe button. Now, let me share a personal story with you. This actually happened many years ago, before I even knew about the law of assumption. I wanted to invest in a high-ticket coaching program, not related to manifestation. The cost was substantial though, and at the time, I didn't have that kind of money lying around. Back then, the old version of me would have immediately said, "I can't afford this." I actually discussed it with a friend, and she told me, "Are you crazy? This program costs what you make in 6 months. You shouldn't do it. You really can't afford this." But I really wanted to do this, so instead, I asked myself a different question. How could I afford this? Then I started daydreaming about having managed to pay for this program, and from that perspective, I started looking back at all the things that made it possible. I started thinking to myself, how was I able to afford this so easily? Even though I didn't consciously know about the law of assumption yet, I knew about manifesting, so I started assuming that the money would find its way to me. I began thinking of all the ways I could make it happen. And ideas just kept coming to me every day, multiple times a day. Suddenly, I had a whole new perspective about my finances. My mind gave me so many ideas to make extra money easily and fast, and I couldn't believe I hadn't thought of all these things before. They were all perfectly aligned with my skills and the things I love doing, so they were both easy and fun to start doing. And not only that, but things in my physical world started aligning to bring me more money. People that owed me money suddenly decided to pay me back without me having to remind them. I got an unexpected tax return out of nowhere because they had made a mistake and I had paid more in taxes than I should have a few years earlier, and suddenly they realized it at that very moment when I needed the extra money and gave it back to me. New clients started appearing out of nowhere. Looking back, I can see how the law of assumption was working without me even knowing it. By assuming I could afford it, I began to open up opportunities that led to exactly what I needed. It wasn't magic and it wasn't luck. It was my mindset. I assumed that I could afford it, and my whole life aligned with that assumption. I manifested the opportunities and the resources that made that investment possible. And this is the power of the law of assumption. When you start assuming that you can afford things, that you're worthy of abundance, and that wealth flows to you effortlessly, you begin to notice opportunities everywhere. Your words are incredibly powerful. If you want to manifest wealth, you need to stop focusing on the lack of money and start assuming that you already have it. Whether you're purchasing something small or making a major investment in your future, change the way you speak about money and you will change your financial reality. Remember, "I can't afford it" is a trap. How was I able to afford it is the key to abundance. By shifting your thoughts, you will align with a prosperity that is already all around you, waiting for you to notice it. So start using these new phrases today. Shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance and watch as your subconscious opens up new opportunities for you. You're more powerful than you think. Your words literally shape your reality. If you found this video helpful, then you need to watch this video that's on your screen right now, because it's going to show you how to easily program your mind for wealth using just 2 words. So go watch that video right now, and I'll see you in the next video.